My life felt like a doll displayed in my father's shop. When I was young, my father always told me, once you're married, obey your husband's wishes. As the eldest daughter of the Chandler family, this is your duty. I always wanted to be a good child, obedient and calm. I never thought of defying my limits. I was easy to raise, always compliant. At 20, my father sent me to the capital to marry a powerful duke, Samuel Huntington. I hoped he would be kind, but I was nervous about meeting my fiancée for the first time. Upon arriving at the duke's house, I was struck by its grandeur. I introduced myself to Samuel, who thanked me for making the journey. However, a woman's voice interrupted us. It was Joshua, or Joy as Samuel calls her, who introduced herself as the person Samuel loves. Samuel then laid out 2 rules for me: not to interfere with his relationship with Joy and to act like a proper couple in public. If I followed these, I would be treated as the lady of the house. Remembering my father's words to always obey my husband, I understood why Samuel had chosen me. The next day, Samuel and Joy continued their intimate conversation, making it clear that I was just a tool for producing an heir. My father had sold me here with no regard for my feelings, believing that if I lived obediently, I would be loved. But now, I can't do it anymore. I won't be deceived by that lie any longer. What's this? Early this morning, Madam was already in this state when she went out for a drink. This is obviously Joshua's doing. But when the real Duchess entered, he didn't like it. Pretending to be the lady of the Duke's house, Madam Moore, do you have proof that Joshua is responsible? Young master, how long will you keep that despicable woman? You're not your own master now. You will marry and become the head of the family. Joshua is my lover, so let's not drag this out. However, if we let this go, it will be a disgrace to the Duke's honor. Even though I'm just a lowly baroness, I've learned etiquette from my father. As a reward for following the Duke's requests, let me do one thing. Please allow me to have another man. You want a private life like mine? Fine, but you must not get pregnant by another man or ruin our marriage by spreading your private life. Understood. I bought this dress for the reception. There was another dress I liked when buying the wedding dress. All right, everyone, ensure today's incident doesn't spread. Let's avoid any mishaps on this happy day. The wedding dress is just a detour for my plan. I've secured his position and my freedom from those who treated me like cheap merchandise. Oh my, madam, I didn't know you had such a nice figure. Isn't that design too bold for a new bride? At least loosen your hair. Nora, please shape my eyebrows a bit higher. Change the earrings and necklace to peridot gems. Attach the bouquet with my father's tie and my mother's diamond brooch. The atmosphere has changed, right? Madam, you look stunning. Let's go. Initially, we didn't plan for a reception, but His Highness Prince Kingsley, an old friend of the Duke, came to celebrate your wedding, so we hurriedly prepared it. I'm so tired. Let's go. Ah, there's Prince Kingsley. We should greet him. Oh God, are you hurt? There are glass shards in my foot. I will go to the room and clean it. Can you walk on your own? It's not serious, don't worry. Duke, congratulations on your wedding. Are you all right? Who is he? He looks like a nobleman. I'm fine. You're walking unsteadily. Is there a problem with your foot? I can take care of it myself, it's fine. There are glass shards in your foot. You shouldn't walk. This needs to be removed and sterilized immediately. Excuse me for a moment. What is this strength? This might sting. Even though you've received first aid, you need to call a doctor for proper treatment. Who are you? And why do you carry a first aid kit everywhere? A guard always carries a simple first aid kit. So you're a knight. He has an unusual face for a swordsman. Where is your room? I'll escort you there. No, I can walk on my own. You don't need to struggle like that. I don't want to be seen being escorted by another man on my first day of marriage. I see. Thank you for your help. If you don't mind, may I know your name? I am Edmund Lewis. I will surely repay your kindness, Sir Lewis. Your Highness, you've already had too much to drink. It's my wedding, Nada. You should eat more. Sorry to keep you waiting, my wife. You didn't need to come down. I was just about to go upstairs. So fast? Because I can't wait any longer. We have to fulfill our agreement. Agreement? So, Your Highness, I will go upstairs with my wife. That woman is just a tool for getting pregnant. That, I understand, Duke. You want me to be your lawful wife. So, do we have to? You're asking if we really need to make love. If a married couple doesn't celebrate their first night, everyone will think it's strange. We have to be intimate. That is your duty. Why? Is this your first time? Anyway, this is tacky. This is why country girls are annoying. I'll go up first. When you're ready, come to the new room. I'll give you some time. A pregnancy tool. Ha. I feel like merchandise being sold. I never thought the process of the humiliating, terrifying, and desperate first night would be like this. If this is the case, I don't want to realize my worth. I don't like this. Hosh, hosh. This is so sad. Sir Lewis? Madam, what's wrong? Madam, what's the... VHK? Ha, I need you. Please, don't ask anything. Madam, help me once again. Thank you. I appreciate that you didn't ask any questions. You're late? Preparations are complete. I wish to conceive his child. Since for my husband, I am only a tool for pregnancy, it's okay. I'm a little tired, but I don't want to go to bed without some excitement. Coo. Chirp. Looks like this is enough for the first night. Stay in the bridal bed until tomorrow morning. I'll go see Joshua. Today, nothing happened. Congratulations on your marriage, from an old friend, George Kingsley. It's still early. He's a nice person. He didn't ask me anything. I was lucky that such a person was my first time. This is Florizia's specialty? This ship is older than I expected. Be careful, Erica. You might get wet. The water is so clear. It's like that because the royal family of Thebes purifies it with magic. Isn't it great? Did you do your duty on the first night? Yes. You didn't bother the Duke, did you? I'm doing my part. There's nothing wrong with the aristocrats of the capital having a mistress or two. Don't seek your husband's discontent with useless speculation. Did he already know about Joshua's existence? The power of the Chandler trade is astonishing. You even know the secret parts of the Duke's residence. Since the Duke was looking for maids, I introduced him to some who used to work for me. I introduced you because the Duke was very satisfied with my help and asked me to marry you. He's a well-behaved boy, so there's nothing to worry about. You gave me away even though you knew all about him? Father, may I ask you a question? Since I was young, I have never disobeyed my father's teachings. I try to be the perfect daughter my father wanted. Don't you love me, Father? Love? You still talk like a child, Scarlett. I fed you, gave you a home, and raised you. Of course, you have to repay that debt. I made you a duchess, something beyond what you could achieve on your own. Now I can get back what I invested in you. I will contact you soon. In the meantime, take good care of the Duke. Madam, have you finished your walk? Lorenzo, among the Duke's employees, how many people were recommended by the Chandler family? Camila, Maggie, and Abby. Those 3 people, but why do you ask? They seem to be acting as informants for the Chandler Group. Did you know that? No, I didn't. The employee management at the Duke's residence is a disaster. Fire them all. Understood. I will also inform the Duke. Love? You still talk like a child, Scarlett. I will never again believe in such stupid words. To be used and sold for such trivial reasons, clinging to useless hopes. I will never trust again. I must never fall again, and never become weak. You still look puzzled, Ed. Sorry, Archduke. She continued to sob and tremble slightly, like a person about to collapse. I told you to get close to Huntington's new wife, to find out the Duke's true intentions. But you're not obsessed with Huntington's new bride, are you? She continued to sob and tremble slightly, like a person who is about to collapse. I don't know much about it, but it's certain that there are problems between the Duke and the Duchess of Huntington. The Duchess seemed to be very traumatized. Interesting. Did you fire all of Joshua's maids? My father knew about Joshua's existence. I heard that you wanted maids who weren't gossipy, but it seems some inform him about what happens here. He is my father, but now I am also a member of the ducal family. I thought the security of the Duke's residence was more important. I'm glad to have such a wise wife. I hope to see you behaving wisely as the hostess of the Duke's residence. Even at the imperial ball held today, we must look very much in love. Can you do it? Don't worry. I will. Congratulations on your marriage, Duke. You have a beautiful wife. All your days should be happy. You're right. Samuel. Your Highness. Are you sober? When I get drunk. If you hadn't fled to the bridal chamber, I would have uncorked another bottle. This is the first time I greet you formally, Duchess. Pleased to meet you, Your Highness the Archduke. The Archduke? I thought so at the wedding, but she is too beautiful for you. If you are envious, just tell me, Your Highness. As His Highness said, I have wanted to get married for a long time. Why would I delay something so good? He pretends to be more friendly in front of him. Why? First of all, it would be better to follow his act. Honey, don't do that in front of other people. Haha. Is it because you guys are newlyweds? I get it. If you don't mind, can I dance with your wife? You're not going to talk nonsense to my wife, are you? You fell off a ferry when you were little. I'm trying to tell her the story of when you almost died. Don't listen to what the Archduke says, honey. I feel like this guy doesn't want me to be around him. I heard they've been friends since they were young. So why? Miss, have you been to the Florizia Canal, the capital specialty? Ah, yes. Yesterday my husband allowed me to visit my father, and we went to that canal and had a great time. I heard that you are the daughter of the baron who runs the commerce. I wonder what the canal would look like through the eyes of a merchant. The color of the water purified by the magic of the imperial family is really beautiful. It's a tourist attraction they should be proud of in the capital. Through the eyes of a merchant, just by upgrading the old ferry, I think the value of the canal would increase. The ferry? I would like to hear more in detail. How would you compliment it? First, His Majesty the Emperor. This year His Majesty came personally. I thought he wouldn't come this time because of health problems. Archduke Kingsley, his younger brother, has arrived in the capital. He must have come to welcome him. Madam, I would like to hear what you were going to say later. If you have any suggestions, leave a message with my escort. That man? I'll be waiting for you. What I did with him was just a one-night stand. It meant nothing to me. Don't let yourself be controlled by emotions. Rather, I should focus on my husband and Archduke Kingsley's relationship. My husband must be hiding something from you. Although I have earned my husband's trust to some extent, he has no intention of settling for a puppet like me. I need to discover my husband's weakness to change the situation to my advantage. Archduke Kingsley is of the current royal family and has the greatest right to the throne. The current emperor is weak and unable to see his children. In reality, he is the next emperor. If I make a difference between him and my husband, to become self-sufficient and avoid being Samuel's tool, maybe he can help me. What do you want? I have to stay calm. You look pale. I came to check that you're okay, even though it might make you uncomfortable. I can't be as weak as I was that day. Thank you for tending my wounds on my wedding day, Sir Louis. I will soon pay my respects to the Lewis family on behalf of the Huntington family. Thank you, but that's not necessary. On that day, did you come here expecting the same thing as that day? That's great. And no, it's not that. That day was fun because of you. Is it true the rumor that men and women in the capital put their bodies together after confessing something? It is said that there is no man who does not fall in love with a woman's tears. I'm sorry, but I don't like guys who fall in love so easily. Tell this to your lord, Archduke Kingsley. I'd like to see him in private. In silence, in the absence of my husband. I understand. When the day comes, I will let you know. What did you talk to Archduke Kingsley about? Nothing special. Just told him I visited the canal with my father. You didn't say anything unnecessary? Nothing about Joshua? No, nothing about Joshua. Good. Remember to be careful with your words. Why shouldn't Archduke Kingsley know about Joshua if you two are close friends? Don't try to know more than you need to. Just do what's right for you. I'm sorry. It seems he doesn't want Joshua's existence revealed, even to the point of having a wedding with a baron's daughter to hide it. If I find out the reason, I may be able to bring this man down with his weakness. What's going on here? Miss Joshua, Duke, please do something. Miss Moore. Scarlet, you threw out all my maidservants. You're jealous and trying to bully me. We told you they were kicked out because they were spies for the baron. That woman framed my maids. She hates that Samuel is mine. She even said I ruined the wedding dress. Joshua, I told you not to leave the annex without my permission. I know, but... What happens if you break the rules? I'll be punished. I won't be able to leave my room for 3 days. Mrs. Moore, take Joshua to the annex. Yes, sir. Huntington's attitude towards Joshua is a little strange for lovers. Sorry for the disturbance, wife. Your attitude at the hall today was very good. You're a smarter woman than I expected. You're exaggerating. As of today, I will give you full hostess rights to the mansion, and Mrs. Moore will assist you. Including Joshua, take good care of the Duke's residence so there will be no disturbances. Thank you. I will do my part. These things are handled by the Duke's wife? Yes, ma'am. The Duke married late, so I've been handling it. It's fortunate that the Lord has finally come to his senses and found a wife as mature as the lady. All this time, how much power that lowly thing had. Joshua is of lowly origin? She is the daughter of a peasant girl and an illegitimate daughter that even her father doesn't know. She lost her mother at the age of 6 and became an orphan. Our kind-hearted young master couldn't bear to be away from her, so he brought her to him. But at some point, her blood stopped maturing, and she began to flutter around the master. That's why she can't leave the annex without the Duke's permission. If a humble thing goes around bragging about her relationship with the master, the Duke's prestige will be affected. Since when has she been confined to the annex? When she arrived, she was very ill and couldn't leave. But after she grew up, the Duke forbade her to leave. How old is Joshua? She is 20 years old, like the lady, but unlike you, she's a complete fool. An orphan brought by Samuel Huntington 15 years ago. Even if it was out of sympathy at the time, the way he treats Joshua now is not sympathetic. She looks like me. It's horrible. He probably didn't want his close friend and member of the royal family, Archduke Kingsley, to discover it. I would like to see Joshua. Huh? Sam, you came. Why are you here? You came to laugh at me? You threw all my maids out. You lied to Sam and turned me into a bad girl. Do you feel better now? Anyway, Sam loves me more. That whole marriage thing, it doesn't mean anything. This girl is not my enemy. She's not even strong enough to be a dog. She's just another Samuel Huntington doll. Do you want to leave the annex? What? Samuel gave me the authority to manage the duchy's assets, including you. So, if you want, I could let you out. Maybe she can help me too. She's been trapped with love as bait. Perhaps she can realize the truth, as I did. What? You're trying to frame me again? You're planning to tell Sam that I went out without permission, so he can punish me again. I will never go against Sam's word because I'm a good girl. She's a lot like I was in my childhood. I believe that if I was kind, obedient, and didn't bother anyone, I would get love in return. You see me as an enemy, but as you said, I'm just a tool that means nothing. Think carefully about who you really have to be hostile to. Rumor has it that the Duke of Huntington is very much in love with his wife. Jojo, of course, they're newlyweds. Samuel hasn't shown much interest in me since that day. A wife in title only. From my point of view, the less interested he is in me, the more grateful I am. However, I don't have to disclose that. I am grateful to be able to serve a kind person like my husband. You are a chaste wife, which is rare these days. The Duke of Huntington is such a modest person. I didn't know he was in love. That's right. The guys I've met so far are different. The Duke of Huntington was a nice man who charmed several women. Doesn't a man like that know how to please his wife? Merlin Tanqueville, the mistress of the current emperor, says women who have been with him say he's worth using in bed. If I had heard a conversation like this in the past, I would have been perplexed and confused. The teachers sent by the Duke of Huntington before marriage educated me well on how to deal properly with promiscuous social circles. The Duke is faithful to me day and night. I would like to hear more in detail. Did Samuel Huntington satisfy his wife on the first night? Don't get me wrong. I just wanted to introduce you to some guys who can be used as lovers. Yeah? Tanqueville, the Duchess is embarrassed. She's still not familiar with the culture of the capital. Don't bother her too much. It's the capital. It's not serious for a married woman to have 2 other lovers. Men do it too. But is there any law that says women should only observe? Madame Tanqueville is the Emperor's mistress. His Majesty, the Emperor, is famous for being promiscuous in his youth. Since he met Madame Tanqueville, he hasn't looked at other women, has he? Well, it was because of this atmosphere that the Duke of Huntington didn't care too much about my private life. A great man like the Emperor is attractive, but nothing is as popular as a young and healthy man. For example, since you came to the capital this time, what do you think of His Highness, George Kingsley? He is very manly, handsome. What kind of man does the Duchess like? Someone smart? Someone with power and wealth? Or someone tall and strong? Tall and strong. Aye, someone like the Duke of Huntington has always been my ideal type. It's not funny. Well, they're newlyweds after all. New bride. Stop kidding. Well, Prince Birkin's getting married this time. Isn't he? Right, I heard that Princess Amaryllis is getting married this time. Looking for a special idea for her son's wedding. I'm tired. The Duke of Huntington was a nice man who charmed several women. It looks like Joshua went through that too. Locked in the mansion and isolated from the outside world, Joshua would not be completely unaware of that fact. Samuel Huntington does not love Joshua. Maybe he just wanted a toy that he could easily monopolize. Or the story about those women, was it simply to hide Joshua's existence? These are letters to the Duchess. Tea parties, charity bazaars, banquets in imperial palaces. I wish I had 3 more bodies. I have reserved a private room. George Kingsley. It's an invitation to an opera, just the 2 of us in a private room. Isn't this more like a date than an appointment? In the capital, it is no big deal for a married woman to have 2 or 3 other lovers. Men do it too. But is there a law that says that women only have to observe? Yes, now I am also a woman from the capital. There is nothing wrong with having 2 or 3 more lovers. Bring my dresses and all my jewelry. Yes, ma'am. I am no longer interested in such things as love. I am interested in what I can get out of using that man. Welcome. I have been informed in advance of your arrival. Please follow me, madam. I have brought you. Let her pass. You look more beautiful today, madam. Nice to see you again, your highness. Greedy humans. How dare you harm my offspring? I will avenge them with the blood of my children. Prepare for war. Sharpen your swords for the final day and sing a song for the festival of blood. Ah, I fell in love, charmed by your ruby-like eyes. Why are you a human? And why did you come into my heart? Unable to cut off this situation, it's both humiliating and joyous. Do you dislike love stories? No, it's a beautiful story. The story of the red dragon who gifted magic to the first emperor. Isn't the introduction interesting? What are you talking about? The red dragon came to the kingdom of humans for revenge for her offspring. That means she had already mated with another male. She fell in love with another man, perhaps a blonde and golden-eyed prince. The red hair of the red dragon must have been as beautiful as a wife's. Edmund, wait outside. Now it's just the 2 of us. Did you want to meet me alone? I was curious about who my husband's dear friend is. I thought I could trust him with my life. Past tense? Until I met the lady. Interesting relationship. One pretends to be good with his wife in front of a friend. One seduces a friend's wife. Let's match the pace for now. What's the reason for betraying a friend you thought you could trust your life with? At first sight, did you fall in love? You don't look like a naive man who would fall madly in love. Is my kiss that boring, my lady? You're thinking of something else. I remember the boat story you wanted to hear. A boat? An old boat floating on a canal. You wanted to hear how to improve it. Ah, are we talking business here? Perhaps you're a merchant's daughter. It's not the place to discuss it. Would you set up another appointment? Next time, let's find a quieter place. Focus on my kiss. Haste, Isidore. Did you enjoy the show? Very much so. Should I escort your lady? No, I can go by myself. Then, your highness, I'll be waiting for your call. Call me George the next time we meet. Call me Scarlet then. Listening to you, I thought you were a naive girl from the countryside. But you're not? You're an interesting woman. You're here now, ma'am. The master is waiting for you. You should go see him. Samuel is looking for me? He said he was looking for me. I'm late. Who were you with? I was out with the other ladies. We went to watch the opera. The opera? Yes, it's a popular pastime in the city, apparently. I hope you carried out your duties with the other ladies as well. Of course, Your Grace. I called you here today regarding your duties as my wife. Does he mean to consummate tonight? Do you track your menstruation cycles? She's just a tool to produce my heirs. Yes, Your Grace. Your father told me that you never bore children. Is that true? Yes, Your Grace. A physician will visit you tomorrow. Have him examine you. You may appear healthy, but you never know. Maybe not today. Have you lost your appetite by chance, Your Grace? You appear to be malnourished. I'm afraid. My stomach hasn't been agreeing with me lately. In order to bear a healthy child, the mother must be properly nourished. Please try to make sure you're eating well. I will do my best. I will prescribe some medicinal herbs to help with your nutrition levels. It's best to take them with some tea. I think it'd be best to avoid consummation for the time being. I will pass the message on to the Duke. I understand. Get some rest, Your Grace. I will leave the medicinal herbs with the maids. Maybe I'll be off the hook for the time being. I wasn't able to eat from all the stress. Guess it was for the best. I can buy some time now. I think it was a good call to take that next step with George. If I utilize him well, I'm sure I'll find a way to escape this situation. I need to end this marriage before I bear Samuel's child. I must. If I identify Samuel's weakness and use it against him, I may be able to petition for a divorce. But even if I succeed, Samuel and my father would never leave it at that. I need a plan to ensure my safety. If I can't figure that out before I divorce, I might as well just stay in my current predicament. Money. I need my own profit. Thank you all for attending this charity bazaar. All proceeds go to providing for the orphans of our city. Ah, I guess these caught your eye too, Duchess? Please go ahead, Lady Westimes. No, I couldn't possibly. They would clearly suit you much better. They just caught my eye, is all. I have no interest in purchasing them. Then why don't I purchase them and gift them to you? Giggle, giggle. Consider it a wedding present. I appreciate the gesture, Lady Westmiss, but no thank you. Please, I insist. I only suggest it because I think they'd look amazing on you. I agree, Duchess. She has good intentions. Don't turn her down. I expected more from the ladies in the capital, but it appears none of you are as smart as I thought you were. Excuse me? Any sensible person would never choose aquamarine as a wedding gift. It's widely believed that aquamarine can bring smooth sailings and protect a ship from a storm. But smooth sailing requires winds, which are notoriously fickle. And that's not something you want in a wedding. Or did you think some lowly baron's daughter wouldn't know such a thing? And no, of course not. Then did you not know? I'm sure you just forgot, Lady Westmiss. Isn't that right? Oh, of course. I simply forgot. Now that the Duchess has told you, I'm sure you won't ever forget. I think I want these earrings for myself now. Why don't I buy them for you, Lady Tonqueville? Thank you, Sir Lanster. They look good on me, no? I happen to love fickle winds. Please excuse me. Don't mind them, Duchess. They're just jealous you got to marry the most eligible bachelor in the capital. Jealous? They could take him. I wouldn't care. I see. Speaking of ships, have you heard? Heard what? Canal boats. I heard they're from Pantel. Pantel is a peninsula, so apparently, their shipbuilding industry is the best there is. The boats. Now I'm curious how the new boats will look. Who knows? I just hope they have more privacy. Doesn't a secret date on the boats sound exciting? Last I heard, they're looking for investors. It's going to take quite a bit of money to get the work done. Maybe if this project succeeds, that'll take care of my money issue. Duchess? This voice. I was actually on my way to deliver a letter for you. A letter for me? But why? Could it be about that night? Who are you to send me a letter? We're practically strangers. It's on the Grand Duke's behalf. Oh, I'll take it. Have you been to see the canal? The winds get quite cold there once the sun sets. You might want to be careful. I can take care of myself. Is it wrong for me to care? Who are you to care about me? Do you treat all your one-night stands this way? I'm pursuing a relationship with your boss, Sir Lewis. Why did you cry that night? What? You stole the Grand Duke's heart without shedding a single tear. Yet you cried the entire evening, almost like it was the first time anyone held you. I thought you'd prefer the clumsy, innocent type. Clumsy, indeed. The Grand Duke has known many women and can easily tell something fake from something real. Be careful. Don't forget, the Grand Duke didn't approach you by accident. That's not for you to worry about. Nothing I'm doing is by accident either. I'll be on my way then. Next week, Saturday, 8 p.m. I'll send a carriage to Rosella. Even if he pursued me with ulterior motives, I need him right now. He has power, and I need that. But I know I can't get it for free. I need to have something he wants. There's much I need to prepare before meeting him again. Welcome, Duchess Huntington. My name is Puccini, the general manager of the Dissimard Merchant Group's Tebe branch. Thank you for coming all this way. The pleasure's mine, Sir Puccini. You speak excellent Tebonese for a Panthelian. Language is crucial in business success. I heard you were interested in the canal boat redesigns. Is the Huntington family planning to invest? I wanted to decide based on your designs. Well, nothing's been confirmed yet. We can only proceed once the design is finalized. Won't investors be more inclined to join after seeing the designs? True, but we are still drafting ideas. Actually, I have a design idea of my own. You do? Would you like to share it? Of course. Do you think we can make it work? To get things moving, we need investment money. More importantly, we need permission from Princess Amaryllis, the owner of the canal. Would the Huntington family be interested in investing? No, Sir Puccini. This project needs to be mine and mine only. Once the design is finalized, I'll find the investors myself. Really, Duchess? Yes. How long do you think it will take to get a design confirmed? We can contact Matthias tomorrow to start immediately. But what about Princess Amaryllis's permission? Leave that to me. I've already got something in mind. What's this? Don't tell me you're still angry with me. I hate you. You never take my side. You didn't check if I was okay. Oh, come on. I brought you flowers. Aren't you going to take them? Where did you get these from? There's a bunch blooming around the canal. I thought of you and picked a few. The flowers bloomed? I bet they look beautiful. Sam? I want to go to the canal. I want to see the flowers. Joy, how many times do I have to tell you it's dangerous out there? The world is a scary place full of terrible people. I don't want my Jim to get hurt. Do you want to leave this place? I can help you sneak out without him ever knowing, if you want.